The Sky Racing pay TV service can only show the first 3 races from Caulfield live. Races 4 to 9 will be replayed immediately after each race has been run. And for Sky Channel viewers in pubs, clubs, TABs and Sky Channel outlets all across Australia, all races from Caulfield will be shown live as per normal. But for our viewers at home on the Sky Racing pay TV service, races 1 to 3 will be shown live, and then after that we'll be replaying each race immediately after it's been run.
No, it's just gone out again. It's just moved out to about the $7.50 mark and $7 on the tote. Apart from that, it looks pretty basic. Number 1, New Key, the firm favourite, ahead of number 5, Sir Chuckle, being kept very, very tight. And Hossegor, number 9, is coming in and out at this point in time, Matt.
They're set Caulfield.
Lights on, they're ready, and they're racing in the first, and New Key jumped away very fast on the inside. Away fast also is Sir Chuckle, looking for the lead and finding it. Blue Wiener was away quickly, and settling on the inside now, New Key in company with Chong Tong, just back behind those Air Cooled getting up on the rail. Hossegor not so far away today. They're followed by Feel the Noise, Prosecution, and Ruby's Jester brings up the rear in company with Twiggham. At the 750 metre mark now, and Sir Chuckle narrowly from New Key, about 3/4 of a length away. A length and a half back in third placing, Air Cooled in company with Chong Tong. Feel the Noise in that bunch of horses in turn there with Blue Wiener and Hossegor wider out. A length and a half then to Prosecution, trailed then by Twiggham and Ruby's Jesters last. Coming around the turn at the 400, Sir Chuckle about a neck in front of the favourite New Key. In behind them the grey Air Cooled, Chong Tong the outside, and then Feel the Noise. Prosecution pulls out for a run in the straight. Sir Chuckle joined and headed by New Key. Wider out Chong Tong running on fairly well, and then Prosecution. New Key at the 150 led by 2. New Key over Chong Tong. Feel the Noise, Prosecution. New Key, Cassidy pulled the whip. Chong Tong holds him at bay in the run home, and New Key first blood to the Sydney Siders. New Key beating Chong Tong. Prosecution a good third. Feel the Noise fourth, and then Ruby's Jester, who's come from last, followed by Hossegor, Twiggham. Sir Chuckle tiring over on the rails. Blue Wiener second last, and last to go over the line was Air Cooled. Victory for number 1 New Key, Jim Cassidy and Gay Waterhouse in a workmanlike comprehensive victory in the first on the card. New Key to pay $2.40 and $1.30 on Super Tab. Chong Tong second, $3.80. Prosecution third, $8.90. Robert Hunter handicap numbers official are 1, 4 and 10. Just too good for them, simple as that. He'd come off some better quality form than his rivals in winning the up and coming, and then of course unlucky in the Ascot Vale, as we mentioned, went coming down the wrong side of the track. Although he had 58, he just had too much quality on them. 1, 4 and 10, a pretty comprehensive win there for New Key by a length and a quarter, a length and a half second and third, and the time 1:10.38. Details on race 1 from Caulfield.
Thanks, Greg. And unusual that the best TAB price was in New South Wales, where the horse is from. $2.60 for New South Wales punters for New Key. Now, here's the full
Caulfield Guineas, highlighting a star-studded Melbourne program, but some interesting backup programs in Sydney, Brisbane and Adelaide. Now, it's time for us to update proceedings on the second race of the day in Melbourne and also race 8 New Zealand, which is coming up shortly. Now, our 2 and 3 from Caulfield will be shown live on Sky Racing. All other races today will be replayed shortly after the horses have passed the post. This, of course, is due to contractual restrictions. Now, the Sky Channel pub and club service will have live coverage of the entire Caulfield meeting. So if you were contemplating having an afternoon at the Rubbity, sitting out in some breezy beer garden, I'd suggest you do just that, because you'll see live every race from Caulfield as part of our Sky Channel pub and club service, and a huge service it is, all day long. Alrighty, here's a quick little break now on Sky Racing. We'll clear a few commitments and then we'll get this show on the road. At Caulfield today, the New Zealand youngster trying his luck in Melbourne during the Spring Carnival. Unfortunately, most of his rides today are at fairly long figures, this one included. Now, Eagle Farm, you're having an update with Zoff Rock at $7.70 and Northern Indies at $6.70, with Pin Ace, number 12, just on $10. Okay. Now, this race, of course, we can bring you live. Races 1, 2, 3 from Caulfield, you'll be getting live. After that, replays only. Race 2, and here is Greg Miles.
And John joining us as well. Thanks, John. Just a couple to move in. Here's Donvermore coming up now. Purple Groove and Perno equal favourites on track. Good move has been for Susie Gray at longer odds. Dolphin Dance took the outside barrier, so the field looks set to go. 1200. An attendant getting in with City Shy. They're ready. Off now. Purple Groove began well. And also away quickly was Wyndham Special. Elderin looked to be slow to move. Libidinius flew out of the gates and after 100 metres was looking for the lead. Libidinius from Wyndham Special. Tiger Bell on the inside and Perno right up there out wider. Pushing through along the inside, Joffa Rose, closely followed by Purple Groove, Darveland, and further back Azina's Treasure, Chardonnay and Ice near the inside, and they were followed a little further back by Darveland making ground round the outside. Further back is Susie Gray, and she's followed a length and a half away to Dolphin Dance, and back behind them is City Shy, Elderin, and Shattered Love last of all at the 500, and it's Libidinius the leader, Perno second, a length away third is Wyndham Special, followed by Tiger Bell, Wonder Darveland, Purple Groove, over on the inside then Joffa Rose as they swing around the turn, and then Darveland, Ina's Treasure, and Susie Gray, they're into the straight, and Libidinius the leader, Perno's coming after, and then Wyndham Special, and a break then to Tiger Bell, Darveland, Purple Groove, battling only, Perno's moving up on the outside to have a crack at Libidinius. Libidinius and Perno fighting the race out. Perno's coming home the better. Put the head in front. Will draw clear the last little bit and Perno beats Libidinius by a length on the line. Wyndham Special held third on the inside from the fast finishing Darveland and Donvermore. Purple Groove right behind them with Joffa Rose and then Elderin and City Shy, followed by Chardonnay and Dyson. Back behind these to finish Ina's Treasure, trailed in by Susie Gray, Shattered Love, Dolphin Dance and Tiger Bell knocked up after showing pace.
Well, the Mike Moroney-Karen McAvoy combination strikes early in the day at Caulfield with Perno, $4 and $1.80, Libidinius $2.10. Interesting to note that leaders and horses right on the pace in the first two races at Caulfield have been very prominent. Wyndham Special third at $2.40. Michael Walker's mount Donvermore got home hard after a wide run and has run either fourth or fifth. There's only a lip between it and another horse. But Perno a good winner, $4 $1.80, followed the pace all the way. $2.10 Libidinius, $2.40 for Wyndham Special. Right, Joe, thank you. Bobby Thompson prepares the favourite Line Dancer by that former brilliant Queensland sprinter Lion Hunter out of a mare by Owen J. Starr. Robbie Brewer to ride, and winner of a barrier trial at Randwick in most impressive fashion by a big margin. Cheltenham race 1, 10 minutes off the hurdle. 280 Regal Royal, 530 Eulosis, $6.50 for number 6 Turkey Lane, $4.60 for number 8 Shutea, and long odds Delegate and Jet Express. Gold Coast. Race 1, top rater Paris Pike ahead of Sahara Macca, Bayakovo and Khan Villa. Market on the first race here, Paris Pike 120, Philp 19, Mr Flexible 52, Protective Custody 17, Sahara Macca 19, Bayakovo 20, Khan Villa 14 and Gavolt at 44. She Will 33 and Mr Bengal is at $51. Ready to go, Rosehill Gardens, here's Ian Craig.
Thank you, John, and good afternoon to our home audience as we're set and ready for action, the first of the day. 1100 for the two-year-olds. They're off this time, and Sportsman, the heavily backed horse, missed the kick by a length, and Ballada jumped out well, headed immediately by Tom Carews, and Lion Dancer's going up smartly, and right through on the inside is Daneville. Kissing Down is not far away from Make Me Strong at a length into Little Red Riding Hood, followed by January Attaché, and Sportsman whips them in. Down the side they go, and Tom Carews is the leader, about a length and a half on Lion Dancer. They've put 4 lengths now on Daneville and Kissing Down, 2 Little Red Riding Riding Hood and then Balala. Sportsman has passed 3 and they are Make Me Strong, January and Attache. Around the corner they travel in the first at the Gardens, and Tom Careur's a nice leader. A couple of lengths on Lion Dancer. Third is Daneville, kissing down fourth, and then Balala, and the others headed by Lil Red Riding Hood and Sportsman, but past the 300, and Tom Careur's is giving a mighty sight. Tom Careur's about 3 lengths clear. Second is Balala, followed by Daneville on the inside. Lion Dancer got tightened up a bit, and then Sportsman running a big race after blowing the start, but Tom Careur's in front. A low tiring a shade is too good, and Tom Careur's wins the money from Balala and Daneville, and then Sportsman, followed home then by Make Me Strong. A gap then to January. Lion Dancer gave in meekly, followed by Little Red Riding Hood at Attache, and last was Kissing Down. Tom Careur's has won the first, number 1, ridden by James Innes for Clary Connors. $5.50 and $1.80 by Beautiful Crown from Careur's, and Careur's by Terse. And Tom jumped well, but I tell you what, if Sportsman had have got out on level terms with them, it might have been a different kettle of fish. Sportsman missed the start noticeably. You can't afford to give away starts in 1100 races anywhere, and under the circumstances he's run a huge race. I was disappointed with Lion Dancer. I know he drew the outside. He got a little bit of a tighten up near the 300, but he did spit the bit out over the last 200 metres. But Tom did the bullocking work and has battled on to win it. 1, 6, 7 and 5. Tom Careur's, written by James Innes for Clary Connors and owners N.B. Cooper, G.J. Robinson and P.W. Callaghan. Second goes to number 6 Balala by Lion Hunter from Bear Elegance, trained by Paul Sutherland, Bernadette Cooper the rider, and number 7 third Daneville by Danehill Dancer from Hula Wiggle, trained by David Gardner, written by Leanne Henry. 5 ran fourth. Time was 1:05:01.
Righto, Ian, thank you. Balala improved significantly from his first start in a race, which was in the Canonbury Stakes. He got beaten 6 lengths by Snowland, a much better run today, but he's still green. He laid in all the way down the straight and gave Bernadette Cooper a pretty tough ride. Tom and Greg Miles is ready for his call.
Righto, thanks, John. 4 or 5 of them have been locked away, running just a little late because Power and Grace broke a bridle in the parade, but that's been rectified and she's cantering around at the start now, only a couple of 100 metres away from getting there. Clear favourite here is Patton's, been well tried, just a touch on the easy side early, but they've trimmed it right up. It'll run pronounced top pick. Firm has been easy on track, and so is Betula, 2 that are well up in the betting on the tote, but there's been a touch of easiness about them in the ring. Now moving up into the stalls here, how about that? Sporting Blinkers first time. It's locked away. There's Power and Grace just cantering up to the start now. Patton's the fave. Firm second pick. Petula is the third elect, and then Tarn Princess and Born Priceless. Now Firm moves up into the line next to Vignor. Born Priceless goes in the green and gold colours. Vignor is a very interesting runner here, jumping from a maiden where she was unluckily beaten. Damien Oliver on board, and obviously could have ridden Belbina. In fact, he was listed as the rider in the race book for Belbina, but there's been a switch and he's on Vignor. It's at $14.90. Here's the inform Patterns coming in now for Corey Brown. She's been flying of late, won her last 3. She beat the Colts in Sydney before coming down here. Tarn Princess is now moving up into the gates. Previous race 6, 3 and 5 were the numbers there. Perno scoring a good win, sitting up on the pace, and the first won by New Key, who did likewise. It's been front runner's day in the first 2. Not that I'm suggesting that's going to be a pattern. We'll have to wait until we get a few more runs under the belt before we can assess just if there is going to be a bias. It usually isn't. It's a very, very fair surface here when the rail's true. Power and Grace had moved in. Now Vel Gardena is coming up. Chris Muntz on board, drawn the outside stall, in fact. Magic Heaven is still away from the line. And also Betula, who's riderless. Now coming into the gates, Magic Heaven. Drawn 1 from the outside, out next to Power and Grace, so it's only Betula to get set. She's riderless, blindfolded, and has the attention of 3 or 4 barrier attendants now. Matilda coming up to the stalls. She seems to have an awareness of where she is, even with the blindfold on. She's got herself half in and put the toes in now. So we're running just a little late for this third. Scott Seamer's in readiness to pounce on board when she's locked in, and that's happened now. Petula's right. Seamer coming onto the saddle now, just settling himself down. Starters on the platform and about to send them on their journey. Race number 3. Group 3 for the fillies. Patterns well drawn. They're off. She jumped well next to Firm did Patterns, and away also pretty well is River Dove, and going out fast Born Priceless, and also away very quickly Magic Heaven near the outside. They put 200 metres behind them now, and it's Magic Heaven going to the lead. Tarn Princess drives up near the inside to second, closely followed then by Firm. Dolce Veloce the railer, then Born Priceless. Power and Grace out a bit wider. They were being followed by How About That, a length and a half to Patterns, followed by Hello Boys, River Dove. Velgardina's out wide in that bunch of fillies, being followed by Batula. A break of about 2 lengths then to Swing a Deal, followed then by Vignor, and well back coming up the side of the course then is Balbina, and around the turn Tan Tat Star will be 2 lengths away last. Tarn Princess had got up on the fence and led from Magic Heaven. Firm just behind them is Dolce Veloce, followed then by Hello Boys, who's trying to get into the clear, and then Patterns pulled to the outside. They're in the straight, and Tarn Princess by a length and a half. Magic Heaven, Hello Boys running on, and Patterns is coming with her run down the outside. Hello Boys hit the lead. Patterns is after her. Hello Boys in front. Patterns is challenging. Hello Boys and Patterns. Patterns and Hello Boy, they come to the line. Patterns won it ahead to Hello Boys. Swing a Deal 2 lengths away third, and then came Batula, followed by Balbina and Vignor together. Magic Heaven and then Tarn Princess. Tan Tat Star was the next one in, trailed by Dolce Veloce and then Firm. Velgardina, How About That? Well back in the field then is Born Priceless, followed by River Dove and Power and Grace to the tail of the field.
Well, she's been in rare form, Patterns. Little did we realise when she won a race at Hawkesbury back on the 27th of August that that would start her off on a marvellous winning sequence of 4 on the trot. 5 on the trot now. Hawkesbury, Canterbury, Rosehill, Warwick Farm, Caulfield. 5 different tracks. Well prepared by Clary Connors. 340 and 180 for Patterns. OK, Josh Pollard is riding Star of Florida in the second race at Eagle Farm. Here he is with Larry Olsen.
Thanks, John.
All being well, he'll head to Melbourne after today. Well, Sydney's done well, haven't they, in Melbourne so far today? Patterns and New Key. Now, Cucullin coming up. And Yorkshire Lass and Gabfest to move in. Some nice horses here. Gabfest has only had the one start for a win at Rosehill back in June. Max Success ran second here. First run back behind Academe. Anyway, we'll shortly see how they all fare. This is the Humpty for Royal North Shore Hospital Kids Handicap. And Gabfest is holding up the start at the moment. Max Success, the inside runner. First of the day, going to number 1, Tom Carrers, beat numbers 6 and 7, Balala and Daneville, 5 4th Sportsman. Rare to see one of the Crown Lodge horses play up at the barrier stalls, akin to the Waterhouse horses. They are always seemingly in the main very well behaved. At Gabfest, not happy to move in. I'll get him this time, I'd say. Yes, Gabfest is there and we're set for action. What will he do? Storm Zero? We'll shortly know. He's $1.50 in New South Wales. Starter on the stand. Presses the button, they're off this time, and he came out last, Storm Zero. He's back about 5 lengths off Palm Flyer. And settling Palm Flyer, by golly, she's got abundant natural speed. And she leads 2 lengths. Gabfest rushed into second. Posse Max Success third. Pirouettes is running fourth. A couple to Cucullin, No Respect, and Yorkshire Lass. And last is Storm Zero. They work their way to the side at the 700 marker, and the leader is Palm Flyer. Out a length and 3/4. Gabfest is running second, a little over a length away third. Max Success and a couple Pirouette. Pirouettes, followed by Coup Cullen over on the inside of Yorkshire Lass. Storm Zero, this will test him out today after blowing the start, and 3 lengths behind the Hot Pot is the rank outsider, No Respect. On the swing now, and the leader is Palm Flyer, about a length on Gabfest, 2 lengths to Max Success. Storm Zero's second last, taken to the extreme outside. He must be 8 lengths off the leaders, Palm Flyer and Gabfest. 300 to go. Gabfest bridges the gap on Palm Flyer. Max Success coming at them, and Storm Zero still fighting on down the outside. Gabfest in the meantime hits the front. Max Success and Storm Zero. He's still coming the favourite. Storm Zero. Oh, he's loaded with talent. He's got to get up and win. An outstanding effort. Storm Zero from a photo. Gabfest to Max Success. Then Yorkshire Lass with Palm Flyer, followed by Coup Cullen, Pirouettes, and the rank outsider brought up the rear. No Respect.
Yeah, tidy effort. Probably a lot harder run than Alan Denham wanted him to have first up. That's always a worry for a trainer. He had to be hammered right out to pick up those leaders in the last 50, and yet on the line he was going away. He's pretty good, isn't he? That was his first start since June 23rd. And let's hope he goes home and shows no ill effect. He just was a shade tardy, but the biggest problem was he just about 100 metres after the start, just watch closely here, he's got to check him. Just there's pressure coming from the outside, and he just has to ease off their heels. Right there it's happening. See that? Quite noticeably, actually. And he just lost his momentum a little and settled down further back than he probably should have. 150 and 110, Storm Zero. Now the 4th at Caulfield, Falbalon top rater ahead of Camina, Mystegic and Sports. Here is the market on the Scalacci Stakes. Falbalon $1.80, Sports $10, Notoire $42. Windigo 18, Little Dozer 37, Joshua's Pride 21, Camina $4.80, 8/8 at 18. On Type 17, Mystegic 25, Scratch 11 and Regal Kiss Michael Walker at $25 with 240,000 there in the pool. Okay, now there's the print of the win by Storm Zero in the previous race at Rosehill Gardens. The winner's by Dan Zero out of a red anchor mare called Storm Street. That was only his 5th start today for his 3rd win, and he's raced by very famous Sydney Taylor, John Bazina, and his partner G.A. Roney. Johnny Bazina's in business in Parramatta, has been for many a long day. He had a lot of success as a harness racing owner before branching into the thoroughbreds, and he makes a mean suit, I can tell you. Okay, we're going to Cheltenham now, and we're Gardens. Here's Joe.
Thank you. Welcome back to Rosehill Gardens. I'm standing by with Robbie Brewer, who's got a good chance.
You may not believe it.
Ready for the Scalacci. All clears through, they're racing. Falbalon jumped well, but he then seemed to knuckle, but he's found himself in front. Camina's jumped away okay. Will Posse not far away from the pace. It's Falbalon the leader narrowly. Now Mystegic and Notoire showing pace today. Drive up on his inside and go to the lead. Sports is just behind these horses, and they're followed then by Regal Kiss and Wendigo. Camina's now got back to 3rd last, trailed by On Type and Little Dozer coming to the 500 metre mark, and Mystegic is the leader. Sports wide out. 8/8 is up there near the inside, closely followed by Notoire and Falbalon, who's putting himself in the picture now, and then came Camina, pulled to the outside around the home turn. Mystegic tackled by Falbalon, Sports, Notoire. Regal Kiss has made ground on the inside, and then Camina coming down the outside. Haven't got Mystegic yet. 150 out, it's Mystegic against the rail in front of Falbalon, and then Sports and Camina. Mystegic in front. Falbalon tries hard, but a boil over coming up. Mystegic all of the way. Mystegic wins it. Windigo's got through and grabbed second. Falbalon battled late into 3rd placing, followed by Little Dozer and Camina, who didn't come on. They were trailed by Regal Kiss, 8/8, and then Sports. On Type 2nd last, and Notoire dropped out and ran last.
Glenn Boss rode the winner. Another Sydney side is successful at Caulfield today, and I can't begin to imagine how elated, how over the moon trainer Lee Curtis is going to be in notching easily his biggest success to date, a Group 2 Scalacci Stakes, with a horse in which he's always had an enormous amount of faith. Well done, Lee. Mystegic $13.90 and $3.30. Windigo $4, Falbalon $1.10, Quinella $152.40, and the trifecta about $794. Mystegic very lightly raced. That's his 10th start, third win. Larry Olsen, lightly weighted. He drew barrier 1, so the stage is set with Salgado the favourite at 240 ahead of Daniels the Man, Routine Blue and De France. Here's Ian for his call.
Right, thank you, John, as our home audience joins us. Yes, I know, John, you're a fan of Salgado here. Yes, they don't come much better bred, do they? Dane win, slight chance, and well tried here on track. On the toe, 240. Daniels the Man, good backing for it, and a very strong race this. Number 5 is 460, and number 2, Routine Blue's been very, very firm on course right throughout betting, is $5.90. We'll shortly know. Newington Style comes in, previous going to Storm Zero, outstanding win after a slow beginning, and Tom Coureurs won the first. Set now, this is race 3, 1,300 metres. Salgado's drawn the fence, the favourite. Waiting on one of them wider out to steady. Now, one of the gatemen climbing in towards around 6 or 7. And out comes Cape Howe now. So whether there's a problem with the Scott Pollard horse, I don't know. Cape Howe being looked at by the veterinary surgeon. And no problems because Cape Howe is going straight back in again. And once more we're set for action. Racing, beautiful start it was too, and Fancy Colours, one of the early leaders, taken on by De France, and moving up very swiftly is Newington Style, and Cape Howe going fast, settling Newington Style narrowly from Cape Howe and De France, and a couple of lengths further back is Explosive Love, travelling on its outside, Routine Blue, about 3 or 4 lengths away next Hayden, Daniels the Man, Salgado's third last from Fancy Colours, and last of all is Mr. Impulsive, who races in the Mystigic colours. They head past the 800 marker, and Newington Style steadied in the lead, about 3/4 of a length on De France, a length and a half to Cape Howe, a neck to Routine Blue, one out, one back, and being tracked by Hayden. Over on its inside is Explosive Love as they race down past the 600, a gap then of a length and a half. Daniels the Man, Salgado very awkwardly positioned on the outside. Second last is Fancy Colours, and last the rank outside of Mr. Impulsive. Into the straight they travel, and Newington Style, a length and a half to France. In third position races Routine Blue under the whip. Salgado's getting a run through now, and as they come down to the 250, Newington Style from De France, Salgado wider out. Daniels the Man is joining in, and then Routine Blue. Daniels the Man is out under the arches. Salgado going through the middle, however. Salgado's going home the better. Salgado gets there. Salgado from a photo, they're wide apart, Newington Style and Daniels the Man from De France with Routine Blue. And then came on the inside Explosive Love. Further away was Hayden, and the last 3 in Fancy Colours, Mr. Impulsive and Cape Howe. Gee, it took him a while to really hit the bit, but over the last 75 metres he was really going home very well. He's a nice horse, this fellow, by Dane Win from Slight Chance, and has paid on tab limited 240 and 120. Raced by Graham Maps, Hobart Full Stud Syndicate, trained by Johnny Hawks and written by Darryl McClellan. So Darryl's making the most, isn't he, of his opportunities with John Hawks. And of course we well remember his ride on Viscount not all that long ago to win at Warwick Farm in a feature race. Number 3, the winner here, or there's no number up at the moment. There it goes now. Number 3 is first, and that is Salgado, Darryl McClellan. Now they're wide apart for the second and the third between Newington Style. I think it's got second, and Daniels the Man third. Yes, they have finished that way. Number 9, $11.50, and number 5 at 160. The winner's paid 240 and 120. So 3, 9, 5, 1.